Sphere here. Today I thought I'd create something special for you. I have my lovely assistants, Milo the mini donkey and Ollie the mini donkey, and we thought today we could read you a story for a little donkey story time. They're not the best readers, but they use those big ears for really good listening. So I thought today we could take a look at Runaway Ralph. Since we did part of this series already, we read the first book in the series, I thought today would be a great day to start the next one. So we'll begin with the first chapter today. You're going to read too? Oh, cool. Perfect. All right, chapter 1. Ralph hears a distant bugle. The small brown mouse, named Ralph, who was hiding under the grandfather clock, did not have much longer to wait before he could ride his motorcycle. The clock had struck 8 already, and then 8:30. Ralph was the only mouse in the Mountain View Inn, a rundown hotel in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, who owned a motorcycle. It was a mouse-sized red motorcycle. A present, you might remember, from a boy named Keith who had been a guest in room 215 over the 4th of July weekend. Ralph was proud of his motorcycle, but his brothers and sisters said he was selfish. "I am not," said Ralph. Keith gave the motorcycle to me. That evening, while Ralph waited under the clock and watched the television set across the lobby, a man and a woman, followed by a medium-sized boy, walked into the hotel. They had the rumpled look of people who had driven many miles that day. The boy was wearing jeans, cowboy boots, and a white t-shirt with the words "Happy Acres Camp" stenciled across the front. Ralph observed the boy with interest. He was the right kind of boy, a boy sure to like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Since the day Keith had left the hotel, Ralph had longed for crumbs of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We know those are his favorite. A grating, grinding noise came from the works of the grandfather clock. Ralph clapped his paws over his ears. The clock grumbled and groaned and managed to strike the hour. 9 o'clock. The time had almost come. The stroke of 9 was followed by the slow, sad notes of music that lingered and died mysteriously in the distance every night at this time. "Did you hear that?" the man asked the boy. "It was the bugle at camp playing taps." So that's what that music is, thought Ralph, who had puzzled over those notes all summer. Checking it out too, buddy? When the boy did not answer, his mother said, "Come on, Garth, cheer up. You're going to have a lot of fun at camp." "Maybe," answered Garth, "but I doubt it." "Oh, Milo, stay away from the camera. Come over here, buddy. Come here. Come where the kids can see you. Come on, buddy. Come on. Good boy, there. They can't see you over there. You're going to have a lot of fun at camp." "Maybe," answered Garth, "but I doubt it." The father looked annoyed. "You won't have any fun if you take that attitude," he said, and went to the desk to inquire about a room with an extra cot for the night. Ralph could not understand the boy's behavior. He had often heard other young guests wearing the same kind of white t-shirt speak of a place called camp, but unlike this boy, they always sounded eager and excited about going there. Ralph did not know exactly what a camp was, but since medium-sized boys and girls went there, he thought it must be a place where people ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. The desk clerk summoned old Matt, the elderly bellboy and hotel handyman, to show the family to their room. As Matt picked up... Hi, buddy. Sorry, they are working on their listening skills, I guess. As Matt picked up their suitcases and led the way to the elevator, he said to Garth, "Well, young fellow, what are you going to have for breakfast tomorrow? Apple pie or chocolate cake?" Matt, who was always popular with parents, was liked by children too. The boy smiled faintly at Matt's joke as he followed the old man in the elevator. What that boy needs is a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, thought Ralph. When Matt returned to the lobby, Ralph watched him go out onto the hotel porch, where he stood for a few minutes among the empty rocking chairs for his nightly look at the stars before he retired for the night. The night clerk, a college student hired for the summer, came on duty and settled down on a couch to read a thick book. Ralph's time had come. Sure enough, the clerk read a few pages and then lay down on the couch with the book face down on his chest and closed his eyes. Ralph was free for the night. He darted under the television set where he had hidden his motorcycle and the crash helmet that Keith had made from half a ping pong ball lined with thistledown. He already had polished the chrome on his motorcycle by licking his paws and rubbing them all over the dull spots. Now, He had set his crash helmet on his head, snapped the rubber band in place under his chin, and taking care to keep his tail out of the spokes, he mounted his motorcycle. Next, he inhaled deeply and exhaling, and I'll need your help here with our motorcycle noise, please. Vroom sound. The only sound that will make a miniature motorcycle go. He sped out from under the television set and across the carpet. Motorcycle noise, please. Ralph rode across the lobby and into the hall. Up and down the hall zoomed Ralph, and the joy and speed made up for the long hours of hiding in dusty corners waiting for night to come. Up and down the hall rode Ralph until he was too tired to take another big breath. Then he parked his motorcycle in a shadowy corner, hung his crash helmet on the handlebars, and flattening himself slipped under a door into his favorite room in the inn. It was a stuffy room, never very light even in the daytime, and locked when the last person left at night. It was furnished with small tables and a row of high stools. There, Ralph could always find peanuts on the floor. Your motorcycle noise, please. Daredevil Ralph rode perilously close to the dangling hand of the night clerk sleeping on the couch before he tore through the length of the hall. Ralph was exhilarated by speed, danger, and his own daring. Motorcycle noise, please. Back to the lobby. As Ralph paused to take another deep breath with his sharp ears, he caught an approaching squeak of his little brothers and sisters and cousins, who rarely ventured into the lobby because they were too afraid of the stuffed deer heads on the walls and the stuffed owl on the mantelpiece of the stone fireplace. Uh-oh. Drat. Ralph said softly to himself. Ralph was in the process of taking a deep breath so he could make a fast getaway when his mother and Uncle Lester scurried from under a chair in front of him. Ralph's deep breath came out in a poof as the motorcycle stopped. Ralph, said Uncle Lester, it's time we had a talk. Ralph did not answer. He did not want to talk, neither did he want to listen, but he knew that he could not avoid his uncle's lecture. He only hoped it would end before the little mice managed to get down the stairs. You can't go on living like this. Sorry, it's just Ralph in trouble. Don't worry, Milo, said Uncle Lester, running around the lobby, watching television all day, and tearing around on that motorcycle all night. Yes, agreed Ralph's mother, a most fearful mouse whose whiskers trembled constantly with fright. She was afraid of people, vacuum cleaners, owls, cats, trapped, and poison. She quivered at the slightest sound. Ralph stared at the carpet. Look at you, said Uncle Lester. Lint all over your whiskers. Ralph brushed at his whiskers with one paw. And look at you, you've been eating all those peanuts you pick up in that place, continued Uncle Lester. That is no place for a young mouse. You'll fall in with evil companions, said his mother. They'll lead you into trouble. Nobody can lead me any place, said Ralph, because I can go faster on my bike. By now, the little brothers and sisters and cousins had gathered to listen, wide-eyed with interest and pleasure. One cousin, braver than the rest, said, He thinks he's all big, calling a motorcycle a bike. Ralph, you are sure to break your neck if you keep on riding that thing, said his mother. You said I could ride it, said Ralph suddenly. You said I could if I wore my crash helmet and kept both paws on the handle grips. I know, admitted his mother with a sigh. I can't imagine what I was thinking. The grandfather clock began to grind and groan. All of Ralph's family was alert, and when the clock began to strike, they disappeared under chairs and behind draperies, all except for Uncle Lester, and even he looked nervous. This is no life for a growing mouse, said Uncle Lester. It is time you moved back upstairs to the mouse nest and helped lay supplies for the lean months between summer and the ski season. You know nobody comes to this old hotel to spill crumbs as long as there are vacant rooms in one of the newer motels on the highway. The clock finished striking midnight, and Ralph's relatives crept out of their hiding places. We won't, said one of the bigger little cousins. He won't because he's selfish. You keep out of this, said Ralph. He is, he's just plain selfish, squeaked the little brothers and sisters and cousins. The night clerk stirred in his sleep, and all the mice froze into silence until the sound of snores came from the couch. I know, right? All hotel mice know that they're safe from people who are snoring. The argument continued. He keeps everything for himself, complained a little brother. That's right, agreed his mother. He never gives any of us a ride on his motorcycle. Now, Ralph, said his mother. It wouldn't hurt you to give the little mice a ride once in a while. Oh, sorry, Ollie's playing with his toy right now. Can you bring your toy over? We'll have to show that to kids next time. Excuse us for a minute. He's a little distracted. Bring your toy over here, buddy. I thought you said motorcycle riding was dangerous, Ralph reminded his mother. That's no way to talk to your mother, said Uncle Lester. You don't have to speed. You can push your young relatives up and down the hall. Push them, squeaked Ralph in horror. Push little mice up and down the hall on his beautiful motorcycle with his plastic seat and pair of shining chromium mufflers? What a shocking idea. A motorcycle was not a kiddie car. Now I'm going to leave you hanging there, and we'll have to see if Uncle Lester and Mom are able to talk Ralph out of his motorcycle. But something tells me there's always more to the story. I'm going to leave you hanging there, and we'll come back to this again soon. It's been great to see you all, and I can't wait to hear how things are going for you as you're learning more at home. Onward and upward, my friends. See you soon.